right. I think we're going live here. Just gonna check on my phone. Um, just 1 second. Yeah. All right. All right. So I guess we're live. Okay. So this is my second What Sold live video. Not, I'm still learning how to use StreamYard. So once again, I don't expect a lot of people to jump up in the chat. I'm gonna leave this up on my channel so people can watch it later. And I suspect that's where the views are going to come from. But yeah, so what's going on, guys? I'm Jamie. Welcome to the channel Thrift on Fire. So if you're new to the channel, if you just happen to be stumbling onto this video somehow, I'm an online eBay reseller and YouTuber. So my YouTube channel is not very big. I have about 1,200 subscribers. Recently, I haven't been uploading as many videos, so my views have been going down. Actually, everything's been going down. It's not that haven't been trying. It's just last 2020, I was working weekend shifts, so I had a lot more free time to dedicate to YouTube and being a part-time reseller. It's really hard to go out, film a video, edit a video, engage daily on eBay. I try to list 5 things a day if I have inventory. Um, you know, I'm doing that. I'm packing, shipping. It doesn't leave a lot of time. I say it's a part-time job, eBay, but I'm definitely putting in full-time hours. And the goal is to eventually, maybe transition and eBay be my full-time job. But for now, let's talk about what sold. So this is a pretty cool item. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, it's just at Thrift on Fire. And I posted this, I think, I was working midnight shift, so my brain's, the days are kind of jumbled in my brain. Every day doesn't seem like the right day to me. So today's Thursday, I think, right? Yeah, Thursday, April 1st. But yeah, so I think on Wednesday or Tuesday, one or the other, I posted these shoes and I listed them on eBay. Let me show you guys. Just add the thing here. Okay, so these are these Nike free runs. They're a really cool colorway. Let me just see. I think once again I can flip through the pictures for you. So these guys I found with no laces. They're a little bit dirty. Spent some time, cleaned up the bottoms just with a brush. Let me go back here. Let me show you the brush that I use. For a second. It's just right here. So I just use it's pretty soft. Just scrub the bottoms with some regular soap and water, elbow grease, and then get in there a little better with the toothbrush. And the sides were all the white, the edging, Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. I just break off little pieces and go around it. That's all I do. I should have had a before and after picture. Would have been helpful. But yeah, so these guys, I think I paid $8 for them, and they sold for $45 free shipping in Canada, but it actually sold to somebody in the US. So in US, what I do is I charge an extra $7. So in Canada, shipping costs me about $15. And when I ship to the States, I charge an extra $7. So it basically makes up the difference. If it's going to go to like California or something like that, it's going to cost some pretty good money. It'll probably cost me out of pocket over $20. So, I pretty much have to do that to be profitable here. So let me see. Just going to queue up the next one here. Share screen. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm still kind of learning how to use StreamYard. I definitely enjoy it. So I think I've got it up on the screen. Let me just check. Yeah, I got it up. Okay, cool. So let me just flip through. Oh, it's this guy. Okay. So this is a Disney DVD player. It plays DVD MP3s. I did test it. It didn't come with a remote. I picked this guy up at the Salvation Army for, I think, about $10. And I think I sold it for $49, so $50 plus shipping. I thought that was pretty good. I held on to this one for a couple weeks. I think I picked it up when what was I doing? I can't remember if this was in a video or not. Like if you, I guess if you guys have seen it in a video, you know what I'm talking about. It was a good little pickup though. So it was definitely Brantford, Value Village, and about $10. And so it was a pretty fast sale. 2 weeks. These things are pretty sought after actually. Better if you have the remote, you can get an extra $15 maybe out of these things. What I actually did is I have a stack. I'll grab here. Every time I go to the Goodwill bins, I don't normally pick up too many DVDs, but I do pick up these. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. These are just all Disney DVDs. And somehow, I don't have a list or anything like that, but somehow I wound up with 2 copies of G-Force. Pretty fun movie if you've ever seen it. So what I did, I threw it in there as a gift. I haven't looked at the shipping. I just shipped it out this week. I'm hoping the guy says, "Hey, cool, thanks for the movie." If not, I threw a thank you card in. Hope everything's cool. But I thought it's cool. You get the Disney DVD player. I throw in the free Disney movie, and it doesn't say that in the listing. I just thought, hey, what are we gonna do with an extra copy of G-Force? So with the DVDs, though, what I'm doing is every time I go, so you probably pay like 10 cents for a DVD. It's all by the weight at the Goodwill bins. If you guys have never been or don't have one in your area, Goodwill bins, clearance center. So you probably pay like 10 cents, 25 cents. So I've just been collecting them. And when I get maybe like 50, I'm just going to create like a big lot and sell them in a lot on eBay. So it's sort of like picking up quarters if you're walking down the street, or picking up pennies. Eventually it's going to pay off. You're there anyway. They don't cost very much, and it's going to lot them together. And at some point it'll pay off and it'll make some pretty good money. But that was a pretty good sale. I like that one. So let me see. I'm going to remove this. Bear with me again. I'm going to try to go in here, share my screen. What am I doing here? Nope, I'm hitting the wrong thing is the problem. So stop. That's the problem. Like I said, I'm definitely still learning how to use this a little bit. There's got to be an easier way, but I'll fake it till I make it with this thing, I guess. Okay, so this is cool. Obviously, let me go back just to me. So I'm not usually in this good of a mood. I'm not necessarily in a bad mood all the time, but it is opening day. The Blue Jays just beat the Yankees. The final, it went extra innings. It was 3-2. It was a great game. I really enjoyed it. I'm so happy the baseball's back. It definitely is something that makes me happy. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. So I'm gonna add this again. So what is this? And it's not a big money sale or anything. I paid like $2 for this thing. What is it? It's a Jello mold. I assume it's vintage. I didn't even put that it's vintage in the listing. I've seen other people put Jello mold chip bowl, but it actually says on the side, it was a giveaway Jello did. So I bought this for $3. No, $2, sorry, at Goodwill in St. Thomas. And I thought maybe me and my wife would keep it and use it. And then we're going through our Goodwill. We're actually going through our donation pile and some stuff that we had got at Goodwill. And she said to me, "Are we going to use this?" And I'm like, "I don't know. We could put it in my like little man cave display thing." And we're both just like, you know what? Like, let's just try to sell it. So I listed it, and within like 24 hours, so this is just like yesterday, somebody bought this thing. I got it on a weird picture, but yeah, it was pretty cool. $17. I just paid a few bucks. So it's basically what, $32 shipped. Pretty good. Someone's willing to pay that for this. Pretty interesting to me anyway. Okay. So let's stop the share. We'll get a next one up. I think I got about 10 queued up. Last time I did this, I did it for about 20 minutes, just trying to get comfortable. First of all, doing live streams. Like I realize at the moment, I don't expect there to be a bunch of people watching this on what I say it was Thursday, 6 o'clock. See, night shift messes with your brain. If you never worked shift work before, and it's also Easter long weekend and April 1st and the whole deal. And it's always hard to remember what day it is when you're on night shift, because it's just weird when you're working through the night and sleeping through the day. But I've done that for like the last 20 years. So you think I'd be used to it, but I'm not. Share screen. See what else we got here. Okay. Oh, this is an interesting one. So this is a good sale. Let me go back right into it here so I can show you a little more detail. So on my last video that I just posted, this is the one that I found and have a power cord. They gave me a discount on. If you haven't seen it, go back and check it out. It's the last video posted on my channel at this point. Didn't have a power cord, so I looked online. They were pretty expensive. I couldn't exactly figure out how to find a cheap power cord for this thing. And then I was sitting there and I was looking at the back, and I'm like, oh, this kind of looks like when you pull your laptop apart, the connector, the battery connector, and that's all it was. So plugged it in, tested it, worked. I thought it worked great. The very next day, I went up to the Goodwill bins. Now, knowing what it looked like and where I could find one, I actually found one at the Goodwill bins, just a power cord, and plugged it in. It worked. I had the other cable, so that wasn't a big deal. Now, the issue was I sold this to somebody in Quebec. I shipped it, and unfortunately, they weren't happy with it. It does work. I listened to it for like 30 minutes, tested it out, played around with it. It sounds really amazing. Now, he's claiming that there's an issue where, how did he put it? He sent me a YouTube video, and I did watch it, and it kind of made sense. He basically said, like, there's something wrong with the wiring inside, and when you go to tune it, it makes these weird noises. Now, when you're listening to it, it's absolutely fine, but it's like a known issue. So when I get it back, I'm gonna have to retest it and see if that is what it is or not. The other thing was it was dirty on the front, and I cleaned it up as the best I could. I put it in the description that it was used some scuffs, some scratches, some discoloring on the front. So I don't know if he got it and it's just not happy with the way the front actually looked. I don't know if well, you've seen the pictures. It's pretty clean. I thought I did a pretty good job cleaning it up, but he wasn't happy. So a lot of times, and I know this is a no-no in the reselling community. I hear a lot of people say not to do this, but a lot of times I'll just refund somebody, let them keep it, and let it go at that. Especially if I think it's my fault, or if I don't think they're trying to scam me, or there's like actually a problem with the item. Now with this actual item, I'm gonna say I don't think there's a problem, and it's worth enough money, and I don't have that much money into it. It's worth it for me because item not described. I have to give them a label to ship it back. So it costs me $17 to ship this back to myself. So that's why I don't normally do that. So it's going to cost me, 15 to 18, 17, 20 bucks to ship something back. If it's the US, it's definitely be 20 bucks to get it back. A lot of times I'll just eat the loss, and then I won't refund their shipping. And that's okay. That's part of eBay's standards and rules or whatever. If the buyer's upset that you don't refund the initial shipping on those type of claims, eBay, I think, will actually make it right for the buyer. So you don't have to do that. And I didn't actually know that, and I was speaking to somebody with eBay about a return that I was unhappy with, and then that's basically what they suggested I do: just refund the purchase price. And that's only if you're going to refund and let them keep the item. Like I said, in Canada, it's so much different. I know you guys in the States got the priority shipping, and it's just, we don't have that here. It's just like minimum 15 bucks pretty much, and it goes up from there. It doesn't matter what it is. Okay, so let's see. So stop this one. Let's get another one going here. Oh, I keep hitting add video, which would be like if I wanted to add a video from my computer. So I'm just trying to share my screen with you guys. So let's see. These are pretty cool. Some nice golf cleats. Nikes. Lunar Commander golf shoes. Flywear white gray. So I picked these up, I think, at Goodwill, and I think I paid about, let's get back on this picture here. I think I paid about 10 bucks for these max. It might have been 8, but I'm pretty sure it was 10. Sorry, I'm just gonna grab a drink here. Clean them up. They look super nice. I think this colorway is gorgeous. And what I've been doing is offering free shipping in Canada, like I said. So I had somebody buy these, or actually, I think they might have been listed a little higher, and they asked for. We went back and forth, and we wound up at, like, what is it at? So I got to get a little close. $46. should be wearing my glasses. I'm looking at, so I'm using a Microsoft Surface, so the screen's pretty small. But yeah, so 56 bucks. So realistically, after shipping, probably 40 bucks. Paid 8 to 10, so it's $30 plus fees. So I made like, I don't know, 24, 25 bucks in this thing, maybe. Profit. You know, haven't really broke down the numbers. I could do it in e-profit, but for the most part, pretty happy with that. Now this guy did message me and say, hey, like, he bought it, and then I messaged him and asked it, like, you know, you still want this? Because a couple days had lapsed, and he said, yeah, I don't know how much shipping's going to be. He was kind of waiting for me to invoice him, because if you notice in my title, it doesn't say free shipping, but underneath it does say free shipping. So he was a little confused, and he's waiting to see. And I'm in Ontario, and he's in PEI, so he's sort of worried that how much shipping was going to cost. I'm like, no, man, like anywhere in Canada, free shipping, no worries. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Just pay and I'll get it shipped out to you. So that's what happened. He paid. I shipped it out. I think this one cost me right around 15 or 16 bucks. They're not very heavy. I just kind of trimmed the box down so it was nice and flat. And, you know, I got it out there as cheap as possible. Now, I do have a small business solutions card from Canada Post, and it does give me a discount. And we can combine that with the discount you get from Shippo, it definitely helps. I think if the average person just went to the post office to try to ship these, probably cost 20 bucks or more, and I probably saved about 40%. I think if you guys are from Canada, the small business solutions, the more you sell, the bigger discount you get. And I'm currently, I just the end of last year, I think I hit the biggest discount you can get from them, which is pretty nice. Yeah, so that was a really cool sale. But enough rambling. Enough rambling. Let's get the next one up here. All right, so we got to stop that. There's got to be a way you can get these all queued up so that you don't have to stop and go back in. Maybe not. I don't know. I should probably watch some tutorial videos on StreamYard, but I'll work my way through it. So this is a really cool one. This is a vintage Mario Wilton cake pan from 1989, and I picked this up at Goodwill for I think just like $2 or $3 max. I think it took a few days to sell. Excuse me. I think, trying to think, it was maybe a week, and I thought I'd hang on to this forever. I've definitely bought cake pans before. The only reason I bought this one is because it was so old, so unique, and Mario anything tends to sell really well. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take a chance on this. You know, it sold for some pretty good money. $45 plus shipping. I didn't have very much into it. You know, I can't see there being a return for any reason on this. It's just a cake pan. I mean, if you want the cake pan, you probably want the cake pan, right? So really good one. You know, now I've looked up some different cake pans that I thought would be great. So like I looked at some Sesame Street ones that are from like the 80s, early 90s when I'm in the thrift store. They're just not worth any money. The odd thing you find is worth money or something very collectible. But yeah, it doesn't surprise me that the 1989 Mario, like even that Mario looks a little bit different. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's stop sharing that guy. I'm not sure how many more I have. What we're at the 18-minute mark. Yeah, I don't want to ramble on too long. Like I said, this is it's fun for me because I get to do a what sold video, and I don't have to edit it. It just comes out like this, and it's still hopefully somewhat entertaining and educational for you guys. And I get to learn how to use StreamYard a little bit. So it's fun for me. So here is some retail arbitrage I did. These came from, where did they come from? This, my brain is drawing, I'm drawing a blank here. I want to say this, Sports Check. I want to say the source, but like, why would the source have stock? Sports Check. So these are, I think these were on discount. I paid like $2 a pair. And I did have them listed for the longest time individually. And I had them just like quantity of maybe 6, and I sold 2 off, and I've been hanging on to these things for a year and a half. And I think around Christmas time, I just lotted them up into 4, jacked the price up. And I thought, one and done. They're definitely cheaper than I had them listed before. I think these retail for like over 20 bucks. I think I was thinking I'd keep a pair for myself when I got them, whatever. And I just don't like them. They're like um, under your shoe cut. It makes it look like you're not wearing socks, but you're putting these things on. Not for me, but obviously somebody likes them, and it was a good sale. But I did have to wait a year and a half. I probably wouldn't buy these again unless, I mean, you're not going to get them much cheaper than like $2 or $3, and that's what I did get them for a pair, so, or for a set. So I don't know if I was doing had more space and it didn't matter and I could just hang on to stuff forever. Absolutely, you're going to make some good money on these. But for me, I'm mostly interested in not the long game. I'm normally looking just sort of for the quick flip, get things listed and sold. You know, certain things if you're going to make good money, like that's pretty good money. But when I'm talking about good money, if you're going to make $200 or $300 or more, I'll hang on to that for whatever it takes. If it's going to be 40 or $50 or $20, I don't want to hang on to it for a year and a half. That was way too long. But that being said, I'm still happy with the sale. It is a good sale, and that's sort of at your own discretion. Depends on your business model. If that's okay with you, that's totally fine. Totally fine to do that sort of thing. Okay. So those are those shoes. So I got about 3 more here. So this was a pretty cool hat. I found this at the Goodwill bins. The color right away drew me in. I'm like, hey, this is cool. I instantly thought like maybe me or my son or somebody would like it. And then I noticed right there the Bob Marley Billy Bong hit, and I'm like, oh, I got something here. Some of these sold for $60. This one wasn't in bad shape at all, but I did soak it in OxyClean for a while just to try to get it's used, and it just looked used, right? So I tried to brighten up the colors. I could have went over with I can't think what it's called at the moment, not a lint roller, but thing that eats all the little fuzzies off of stuff. Could have did that, and I just thought, you know what? Instead of trying to get top dollar, why don't I try to get $48 plus shipping? I was pretty much, I wasn't the lowest one, I don't think, but I was in a pretty good range. I took good pictures, and it sold within a week. And I picked this up at the Goodwill bins, maybe paid 50 cents for it. So stuff like this is really good. Like if you got a Goodwill bins and you got a good eye for stuff, you got to dig through a lot of garbage, especially when you're looking through the clothes. I mean, when you're looking through consumer goods and electronics, you can see things are broken, and that's really good. And maybe other people are after the same type of things. But the clothing, you know, people could dig, and you're just going to turn up different stuff. There's just an abundance of clothing. It's crazy. So that was a good find in the Goodwill bins. I always have fun there. Sometimes I leave a little bit disappointed, but you know, and then when I get home and think about it, a lot of times I'm like, you know what, I spent like, you know, spending $40 there is a lot of money. So if you spend like $20 or $30 and come home with stuff, and you're going to like make a couple $100, it's pretty good. It's just not necessarily always the stuff you'd be looking for in a thrift store, but the prices are so low, you can buy stuff you won't always buy. But that particular thing, the Bob Marley hat, Billy Bong hat, definitely really good. So I think I have another one here from the bins. Let me try to get loaded up here. Share screen. What I got left? I got 2. All right, I'll do something else, and then in the last one I'll do something else from the bins, and then we can wrap it up after that. We should be around the 30-minute mark at that point. So these are a pair of Hokas. First pair of Hokas I've ever bought. I found some before, and they're always in terrible shape. These ones were in what I consider to be okay shape. The bottoms, not bad, a little dirty. I could have got them cleaner, but because of the overall shape, I wasn't trying to get them as clean as I could. But I don't know if you can see right here. Right in this area right there, there's a little bit of glue or something, and I couldn't get it off. And I started to work at it, and I thought, you know, I'm just going to damage this shoe. I'm just going to sell it as is with the imperfections. I didn't try to get all the stains out of the toes like I might have if they were in better shape. And I listed them just to see what would happen. And I think it was like, geez, I'm going to say like less than a week on this one too. They sold for, I think it was best offer, $48 plus shipping. And I was okay with that, to be honest with you. It might have been less than that. That maybe was my listing price. I should have looked. I don't want to mess up all the stuff I got going on the top bar of my screen right now, otherwise I'd look for you. But It was still good, a good sale. I only paid $7 for those at Value Village. Like I said, I found lots of Hokas before, and they were just like junk. A lot of times in the Goodwill bins, they'll just be just trashed. And then in stores, like the soles, they're running shoes, I guess, like they're legit running shoes. So people like wear them out. They're not. I mean, people probably do just wear them around like regular shoes, but I think a lot of people who pay the money for these things are actually running in them, and they get abused. So if you can find a pair to sell, obviously I see lots of YouTubers, reseller YouTubers that pick them up and they do really well on them. But in my area, they're not super common. So when I found a pair that were good enough to sell, I picked them up, and sure enough, they sold. So I'm going to look harder. And I think I'd probably be, with the right pair, I might even pay up a little bit more than I normally would, just because I do know that the resale value is there. Okay. So let's get to the last one. So this was also from the Goodwill bins, and it was crazy. This was last Sunday. I just happened to walk into the door. Just get this loaded here. Just happened to walk into the door, walked over to a bin. Nobody was there. First thing I seen was actually the controller, and I picked it up, and yeah, I'm like, cool, a white PS2 controller. This is awesome. Threw it in my little buggy. Next thing you know, wait, what is that? I'm like, oh, okay. So it's a PS2, probably broken. Thinking, most definitely, most definitely broken. And no, it wasn't. So there's in that particular Goodwill bins, there's only like one plug that works in the whole place. There's plugs, but for one reason, there's only like one plug that works. It's right next to me. I plugged it in. The power turned on. Turned red. I hit the button. It turned green. I'm like, okay, so it boots up. The the reader could be screwed up. I don't know. Open it up. Tech and Tag Team inside. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This is awesome. So brought it home. Before I did anything, I knew it turned on, so I figured, hey, like, I mean, it's either going to be working or not working. I'm still going to sell this thing. Doesn't matter. So I cleaned it up as nice as I could, or as nice as I thought I needed to. To be honest, I could clean it up better. It was just nice as I thought I needed to sell it. Tested it out. Controller worked flawlessly on the first try. The disc reader didn't work, so I took the disc out, cleaned the disc off, took a little bit of rubbing alcohol on a Q-tip, rubbed it on the lens. Now, I'm not an expert at fixing video game stuff. I'm just thinking, well, let's clean up the elements that make this thing work. If it's spinning and everything, threw it back in, booted it up, played Tekken Tag Team for like 10 minutes. It was awesome. Turned it off. Thought, okay, so I'm going to turn it back on again. I turned it back on. Worked. Went out of the house, came home, did it again, turned on, played for it a bit. Worked fine. Listed it, sold it the very same day. So maybe I sold it too cheap. What was it, $89? It was awesome. Plus shipping. How can I complain with that? Goodwill bins. I probably paid $2 or $3 for this. I threw it up on my Instagram that I picked it up, and I think the very next day. All right, did I do that? I definitely posted that I sold it. Maybe I'm thinking about the shoes. The first shoes I showed you guys, I posted that I picked them up because I thought they were really cool, and they sold the very next day. That was cool. I think these ones I just put, hey, found these at the Goodwill bins for $3. Sold for 80, 90, 100. Oh, 104 shipped is what I think it wound up being, or something like that. But yeah, so that was really cool. I was happy to get that. Video game stuff sells well. And that same haul, I did find a Nintendo Wii as well. I'm going to grab it just before we end the stream, just so I can show you guys. So I believe this is actually is a modded Wii. When I booted it up, it didn't want to read a disc, and when you popped it in, it had like this funky like boot reader thing, like it wanted to read discs from a hard drive or something. I'm like, okay, so maybe this thing's junk. I can sell it as parts. I don't know. It was Goodwill bins, not worth very much money. So I did a factory reset. I'm like, I don't know, after something's been modded, if that's going to screw it up even more. I don't know much about these modded or like anything like that. I don't know anything about modding video game systems. So I did that. Wouldn't read the disc. I could hear it spinning, and it wanted to read the disc. I couldn't figure it out. So when I actually looked at the model, I don't know if I put this close enough if you can actually read it or not. But what it says is RLV 001, which I think is first generation console, and then Euro, EUR. So this is like the European version. And all of the discs I have are owned for Wii myself, which were my personal discs. I think I was trying like Wii Sports Resort, and I tried Mario Kart. They're North American. So I think I don't know if it's just a region thing or not. So it could be totally working now. I don't know. If you guys know if after it's modded and you format if it'll work or not, I don't know. But what I wound up doing with this thing, it's currently on auction. The auction is going to end on Saturday. So I just put factory reset, not reading disc. I basically just disclosed what I knew about it and put it up for auction. So I sold, even though it does work, I put it up as parts. Not sure if it works, because that's the truth. I don't really know if this works or not. So I'm interested to see how it ends. Right now, there's only a couple of watchers. Somebody's made the 99-cent bid, so it will sell. Will they pay for it? I don't know. I've had plenty of things sell for $1 and nobody paid for it, where they're getting a deal. I don't know if they think it's not real. The last thing I had on auction that sold for $1 that was ridiculous was I had all these iPhone cases and tablet cases, iPhone cases, Android phone cases, and a few Android tablet cases. And somebody bought it for 99 cents, $25 shipping, and I shipped it to California. And maybe I probably lost money. I never even figured it out. I'm just like, it was going to my not recycling either, my yard sale bin, where I might sell, might not, or I was going to donate it. I wasn't going to go through all those phone cases, especially the Android ones. They're hard to figure out. And then what generation iPhone can be tricky with some of the Chinese type cases. So I just moved that on to somebody else. I'm pretty sure I probably lost money on that. But I don't know. I actually haven't done very good with auctions. I think I've auctioned off like a broken iPhone and stuff like that and done okay, but just on like weird little items like that, like lotted up items. I've done that a few times and it hasn't worked out. So I'm interested to see how it works out on this guy on the Nintendo Wii. Might be good, might be bad. If you're watching this before Saturday and you're interested, 654 the store. That's my eBay store. Check it out. See if you can find it on there. It's probably the only European Nintendo Wii up for auction right now, I would think. That's for parts anyway. Not really sure, but I would have to think that's not like a super common thing. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna probably cut it off right here. I had a lot of fun doing this. Hopefully in the future I can get some people in the chat or whatnot. But that's not really the goal. I'm not trying to fill the chat. I'm just literally trying to learn how to use StreamYard, get more comfortable doing live streaming. I'm totally fine doing videos and video editing. Live streaming is a little weird, but it's kind of fun. I mean, it'd be fun to interact too, but at some point maybe we'll get to there. But for now, guys, take care, stay safe. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.